Trade talks escalating around a player who plays a positional need for the Devils and on a team that is just treading water, and a manager who is seemingly growing restless while another manager ponders, is this the right move? Insider links Devils to a unique center. Welcome in to Devils Digest. Glad that you guys are here today. So, Elliot Friedman with a interesting take, you could say. Doug Armstrong is out there. I think he's trying to find what the value is of his guys and what he can do. Now, usually in November, I'd say it's a little bit premature to start trying to make trades. I mean, the season just started. You're seeing what your guys are. You coming off for the St. Louis Blues in particular, Game 7 against the Winnipeg Jets, who had won the President's Trophy. You were just right there to the second round. And you're talking about, maybe potentially moving off players, seeing what their value is. But there are only a select general managers in the NHL who I'd say, okay, they might actually do this. And one of them is Doug Armstrong. Okay, Doug Armstrong has shown he's aggressive. Back in 2019, when they were trying to make a Stanley Cup final or trying to, get in the playoffs, be a better team, he takes a young Tage Thompson and moves him for Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah, where do they wind up? Stanley Cup final. They won Game 7 against Boston. Alex Pietrangelo, part of that team, they couldn't find a number that made sense between the two of them. They move off him and they go for Torrey Krug. So whether he's right or wrong, he stays aggressive. Doug Armstrong, one of the more aggressive general managers in the in the NHL. So now, how does that relate to New Jersey? Well, here's this is from the article of the fourth period. If the Blues continue to falter, teams in need of extra firepower in their top six, such as the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ottawa Senators, or New Jersey Devils, may come calling. Now, this was in direct to Brayden Schenn. And if you look at Brayden Schenn's numbers so far this year, I mean, they're not over the top. I mean, he's played 15 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points, just 1649 minutes of ice time. He is a center, so I mean, that does fit New Jersey. I mean, New Jersey probably is going to be looking for a third-line center. I know Cody Glass has looked really good so far, but I mean, we've seen what Cody Glass has been in his career. I mean, he's more of a fourth-line center. And the Devils right now, in their fourth line, look, they're struggling to figure it out again. I mean, who would have thought? Coming in this year, last year, you saw what happened at fourth line, third line center. You had injuries, never really figured it out. And now they can't figure it out again this year. So when you have a position and you can't figure it out, maybe you do become a little bit more desperate and look to, maybe some more things that you could do. And I guess Brayden Schenn right now could potentially be one of them. I mean, the Devils have been interested in the past. They have checked in on Brayden Schenn. So looking at what Brayden Schenn has done, look, obviously, he's played in the playoffs. He's been a big part to his Stanley Cup team, 82 playoff games, and has been on a Stanley Cup winning team. So I think general managers always do value players who contribute to Stanley Cup winning teams. Even if it was 6-7 years ago, that is valuable. Now, here's where I'd start to, put the red flags up and maybe kind of look a little bit more. Well, right now he's on pace for 4 straight years of a production drop. I mean, he's had 3 straight production drops, and this would be year 4 of a production drop. And you look at his age, I mean, he's not getting any younger. He's 34 years old, and he carries a contract of $6.5 million per year that will run till the end of the 2028 season. So if you're going to go ahead and make a trade and go and want to say, we need to sign Brayden, or we need to trade for Brayden Schenn, Brayden Schenn is the missing piece right now. You're looking at $6.5 million until the end of 2028 per year. I don't think that ages very well when already the production isn't aging very well. He's starting to, kind of fall off and kind of, go to where, most 34-year-olds are. You usually don't see a ton of, Sidney Crosby's, Evgeny Malkins, Patrick Kane's, who can continue to play and play at a good high level. Usually at some point, it starts to fall off. And we're seeing with Brayden Schenn, production-wise, he's fallen off a little bit. It's kind of came down. I mean, we've seen it for 3 straight years now, on pace for 4 straight. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing for New Jersey. I don't think New Jersey should be targeting something like this. I mean, yes, do they have to target something? Do they have to go and find a third-line center? I mean, I think it's the ideal situation. You know, I've said that I think they should go for a top 6, third line, but I mean, that's kind of was what my thoughts were in the offseason. You need to go get a little bit more offense. Now, does it help that Dawson Mercer has had a comeback year? Timo Meier's looked good at points? Sure, it does. But you need something a little bit more. A little bit more, but I don't think that Brayden Schenn really fits that. As a third line center, Brayden Schenn at $6.5 million a year. Look, I don't want to pay third line centers $6.5 million a year. I definitely don't want to pay third line centers 6.5 a year for then until 2028, and they're already kind of declining and they're already a little bit older. I don't think that makes any sense for New Jersey. So yeah, have they checked in on him? Are they looking at him? You know, are they looking at him right now? I guess is the question. I guess potentially, but does it make a ton of sense for the Devils to go and get Brayden Schenn? To bring Brayden Schenn in as your third line center? Is that the guy who really is going to be the missing piece? At $6.5 million, it doesn't really feel like, you know, a great situation. Now, what would it take for New Jersey to go make this trade? I don't think there's any way it gets more than a second round pick. I mean, maybe you go with a third round pick, but I mean, that's the price that I would pay. I mean, I don't want to go and get Brayden Schenn. I don't think it makes a ton of sense for New Jersey, for his salary cap, for his production lately, for his age. I don't think it makes a ton of sense for New Jersey to go and say, you know what, Brayden Schenn, that's the guy we need to go get right now. I don't really see it. But if I'm St. Louis, I mean, I look at it, I say his production, it keeps dropping. I don't think it's going to get any better. And I don't think that, you know, we need to, you know, are we going to get too much more in terms of value? I think a second round pick would definitely do it. I think a third round pick should do it. You know, with these GMs, I don't think they're looking into this recency stuff. And you know what, if he goes on, you know, a really nice 20-game run, I don't think it's going to get St. Louis too much more. So that's why I say, you know what, in early November, maybe they are looking to trade him. Maybe they are looking to move off of him. I mean, we saw them scratch, you know, Jordan Kyrou recently. So maybe St. Louis is ready to start moving off some of these players, look to a different direction. You know, they do have some young, nice talent, so they could be looking to do that. I just don't know if New Jersey would be a suitor for a guy like Brayden Schenn. I mean, Brayden Schenn, older, production's dropping, doesn't really fit the Devil style, so I don't think Brayden Schenn would be the right move for New Jersey, but it will be interesting to watch. I mean, the Devils have been interested in the past in acquiring, you know what, another center, so it would be something to watch. Devils could go for Brayden Schenn. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like Brayden Schenn? Do you want to see them go get Brayden Schenn? We will have a player who we want to look at tomorrow. Could be a potential Devils target and somebody the Devils could bring in. But Brayden Schenn, let me know your thoughts. Do you want to see the Devils bring in Brayden Schenn? If you do, throw some mock trades down in the comment section. Let me know down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys all really soon.